What's up guys, the hottest stock of the year is about to IPO. I'm talking about Airbnb. If you're wondering if Airbnb can make you rich, well stay tuned, I'm going to cover all the details in this video. My name is Spenny. I'm a 27-year-old entrepreneur, investor, and employee of the federal government up here in Canada. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it. And if you want to see more content, hit the subscribe button down below. And make sure you guys watch the video till the very end, because at the end of this video, I'm going to be comparing Airbnb versus Uber. Right now, we don't have much financial information on Airbnb, but Uber and Airbnb share the same business model. So we can use Uber stock to get a pretty good idea of what we can expect out of Airbnb. Part 1 of this video, I'm going to talk about the history of Airbnb and how the business has developed over the last 10 years. Part 2 of the video, we're going to look at the effects COVID-19 has had on Airbnb and what to expect when it IPOs with its valuation and going forward out of this crisis. And in part 3, I'm going to tell you guys what my plan is with Airbnb when it IPOs. So Airbnb was founded in August of 2008, 12 years ago in San Francisco, California. The company was conceived after its founders rented out an air mattress in their living room, effectively turning their apartment into a bed and breakfast. In just under a decade, Airbnb went from a single mattress for rent to a global company valued at over $30 billion by the end of 2019. This home sharing giant now has thousands of employees, 3,000 hosts, and over 7 million listings in over 200 countries. So the negative effects from COVID-19 on Airbnb's business is that in 2020, their revenues are expected to be cut in half from the $4.8 billion they made in 2019. And then also Airbnb's added $2 billion of debt on their balance sheet from COVID-19. So clearly the business is struggling and they are just trying to stay alive. This has to somewhat come into your decision making when you're looking at investing in Airbnb in the next few months when they IPO. So as long as COVID-19 is still around, Airbnb does have one advantage over hotels. That advantage is less foot traffic. When people are choosing where they want to stay during COVID-19, they want to stay somewhere where they're not going to get this virus. I have done a few short vacations over the summer and I've chose to stay at an Airbnb both of those times. That's because there's less foot traffic, and to me, less foot traffic means less chance of getting the virus. I think many others are having this mindset as well. So this is one thing that Airbnb has going for it during the virus over hotels. So there could be two positives for Airbnb's business from COVID-19. Those are that they managed to innovate and come up with experiences, and there should be a massive pent-up demand for traveling. And obviously when people travel, they're looking for somewhere to stay, and Airbnb is going to be at the top of the list, especially for reasons I've mentioned previously about a safer alternative than hotels with COVID-19 still lingering. So this could possibly boost Airbnb's revenues beyond what they were in 2019. So let's take a look at Airbnb Experiences and see what it's about. It says here, hosts share their insider knowledge with guests and give them behind-the-scenes access to people, places, and activities the guests couldn't typically find on their own. It's kind of like replacing like a tour group guide and stuff like that. Instead, you just go to Airbnb and you kind of book it all at once when you book your stay. So it's convenient, and I could see this being potentially a good idea. I don't know what kind of revenue they can expect from this. All that information is still private. We won't know what kind of revenue they're making from this until they're public. But it does seem like a good idea, and it definitely doesn't hurt. So yeah, down here again, hosts provide opportunities for guests to meaningfully engage in the activities of the experience, not just passively observe them. You can kind of see what they got going on here. They got a guy painting and the dancing, so there's different things I guess for whatever people are interested in. Yeah, so I don't know, comment down below if you guys have done Airbnb experiences. I really haven't, so I don't know too much about it. It does seem like a good idea to me though, and I could see them making money from this. So again, it's just a positive. We don't know how good it is, but it is something. Okay, so am I going to buy Airbnb when they first IPO? This is going to depend on what valuation they're giving themselves. I have no access to their financials at this point because they aren't required to do so until 15 days prior to IPO. So pre-COVID-19, they were valued between 30 and 35 billion. If that's the valuation they come up with for IPO, I'm not going to buy their stock. I plan on waiting on the sidelines, waiting for their insiders to sell their stock options and see what happens. Now, when they IPO, if their valuation is under 20 billion, so around 18 billion or less, then I will purchase some of their shares. I won't go all the way in right away, but I'll dollar cost average for a bit. If it goes flying up, well, that's fine. I purchase a bit of shares and I'll make profit on that. In the long run, as long as Airbnb can get through this crisis unscathed and not take on too much debt, they do have a lot of potential for growth still. However, the trend with IPOs is that these companies are just going public way too late in their business cycle. I'm not sure how big Airbnb can get, but I know if they would have IPO'd at 3 billion, this would give us an easy 10x opportunity. However, at 30 billion, I'm not sure if you can 10x your money at this point, but this is why I'm a buyer if the price is under 20. Then I believe there is room to grow to at least double your money over the next few years. Okay guys, I said at the beginning of the video that I'd compare Uber with Airbnb. They share a very similar business model, and so I think we can get kind of an idea what to expect out of Airbnb looking at Uber. Uber IPO just this past year as well, and their market cap is 63 billion right now. Just keep in mind that Uber is technically overvalued, especially if you take in consideration how hard they've been impacted from COVID-19, and looking at their share price, it really hasn't been affected from COVID. It's rebounded since the March low, so it's not representing its fair value today. However, this is a possible good sign for Airbnb. If Uber can remain this strong in their stock price, there's a chance Airbnb can as well. Let's look at Uber's income statement. So we know with Airbnb that in 2019, they grossed 4.8 billion. So let's look at Uber and see what they got. Uber does make a significant amount more than Airbnb. They made 14 billion, so a lot more. And again, this isn't an accurate comparison because we don't know what the margins are with Airbnb. So it's not accurate, but it's just something to consider. If Uber has 14 billion against Airbnb's 5 billion, let's say, I think there's a fair chance that Uber should be worth more. But again, we don't know the margins, we don't know the balance sheet, so we can't say for sure. But, so right now we do know Uber made 14 billion last year, and they are worth 60 billion market cap today. However, when we look at Uber's margins, they're really bad right now. They're negative 50% profit margin, operating margins negative 34, and then you can see their return on equity is negative 52%. These are really bad. Let's just hope Airbnb's is better than this right now. So yeah, I just thought this would be a quick comparison we could do with Airbnb, considering they have a similar business model. But again, we just don't have enough information on Airbnb right now to get an idea of what they should be valued at. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below when comparing Airbnb and Uber. At 30 billion, Airbnb is going to be under or overvalued? Comment down below, guys. I'm curious what you think on that. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you learned something from this. Comment down below and let me know what you're going to do with Airbnb stock when they IPO, whether you're a buyer or you're going to wait on the sidelines. And if you like this video, leave a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content.